King
Looks
Charles?
like you want to add something to
No,
that.
I just want to buttress Dr. Shoya.
Okay.
That,
All right.
look, you now have a new king. And the new king has, even before ascending the throne, let's put it that way, that look, there are some members of the royal family who are not supposed to be receiving money from the sovereign fund, which they've been using to maintain their houses and what have you. And the challenge before the new king is that are you going to keep the United Kingdom united? Because that's an issue. Don't forget, the Scots, there was a referendum. They don't want to be part of United Kingdom any longer.
Exactly.
2014.
The peace process, you know what happened in Northern Ireland and the IRA, the Baku, that went on for a very long time until they embraced peace. And that peace process is still very fragile. Now, the queen, the king or the queen, whatever it is, being the head of state, they are not supposed to interfere in government policies. But you now have a new king. Even before ascending the throne, you know, there was a time, I think Dr. Shoya can easily recall this, that there was a time a letter leaked out whereby you have Prince Charles, who is now King Charles, writing a letter to the Prime Minister. And there were a lot of outcry that, no, you as a monarchy, you are not supposed to intervene. And this is a man who is so concerned about the environment. At a point, he was advising us to be talking to plants and doing this and that. So it's not going to be a ceremonial king in the real sense of it. So there will be a lot of issues.
Lots of double consciousness.
Exactly, an interface between the monarchy and the government. But, you know, the government is still responsible to the king anyway, because you cannot start parliament without the king opening parliament. So there are a lot of issues that will resolve, but it's going to be a new era indeed.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was going to ask, what kind of a king will King Charles be? That was a question I was going to ask you earlier. You've touched part of it, so let me go to Alistair on this. Now, Alistair, looking at some of the countries that the Queen was the head of state, you know, Australia, you know, New Zealand, there are so many of these countries. Some of them are looking forward to a new era where they want to become republics and not subjects the way they were anymore. How do you think that King Charles is going to handle this going forward?
Well, I have the privilege of meeting the Queen in the Buckingham Palace. I have the privilege of meeting King Charles as well. And so when you look at these two personalities, without any doubt, you can say he's a carbon copy of his mother in a modern day. And one thing for sure is, even the last Commonwealth that took place in Rwanda, he was there and he spoke glowingly in trying to apologize for things that the Commonwealth may have found United Kingdom or the subject culpable for. So it has taken into account that especially now that the United Kingdom is not part of the EU anymore, they do not need the Commonwealth to reduce in number. And for United Kingdom, England to succeed, Britain to succeed in today's modern economic world that we are in, she needs all her Commonwealth nation, but the wealth now has to be shared for the common interest of all this nation. So him being the new king, without any doubt, I believe that he will extend a new hand of gesture so that as being king, he do not end up losing nation. Rather, if there are new that can join the Commonwealth, I think that would be his fortress. And looking at him, he has networked himself very, very, very well with nation, with institution, with personalities that are into the corporate world. I believe that he has a challenge, but it's something that he will try as much as possible to make sure, while being King Charles III, he do not end up losing any of the nation that make part of the Commonwealth. And Britain, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, all these countries are united by the ability of what he has been showing that is possible. And of course, again, this is another time for Prince William and co. to begin to support him, because he's becoming king not at a younger age, but at a mature, older age. So likewise, there's a possibility that he will not have done as much, he will not cover as much as the Queen, but again, in trying to quickly establish his sovereignty, may try as much in the early days to quickly visit as many places as he can to bring that wealth of knowledge and that wealth of unity and common interest within the United Kingdom and for his own sovereignty as a monarchy. So we definitely believe that it's something that he is looking forward to. And as I mentioned, he definitely shared the interest that his hope and belief and life is for the common man to the glory of God.